This is a podcast or something like that. Hello and welcome to the Verbal Journal, episode 53, if you're counting, but who's counting, as they say? Who's counting? I don't know. You know, the episode number thing is kind of arbitrary, really, if you think about it. I mean, I really could be like, hey, it's Verbal Journal, episode green. All right, next week. Hey, it's Verbal Journal, episode airplane. And that's a callback to, we were talking about airplanes a few weeks ago. That was for the diehard VJPFs. That's fan. The last word was fan. What's up? How's it going? How you doing? Hey, what's up? Oh, sorry. Hey, what's up? So I'm here at the VJP studios, the VJPS. We got our VJPFs listening to me talking in the VJPS. That's S as in studio. I'm here. It's bright and early, 10 a.m. Sunday morning, bright and early. Rise and shine. Get the fuck out of bed. Get on the road. Drive 3 hours. Commute to my VJPS. Sit my S down and start talking. And I try to do the Verbal Journal podcast before I've woken up, before I'm coherent, before I'm cogent. I rely heavily on caffeinated food, such as coffee, and yeah, just overall kind of do the thing, do the dang thing, do the dang thing. I hope you're doing good. I had a good, fine week. I don't know. Life is so overwhelming. Like my life is fine, but it's so hard just knowing about all the bad stuff in the world, But it's like you just try to do your best in your life, and then, I don't know, whatever you can do, you try to do. But yeah, there's a lot of crap in the world. There's a lot of bad shit, and it's pretty demoralizing. But I guess I don't go into a ton of my feelings about that. It's just every day, there's so much crap going on in the world, and so much inhumanity and injustice, and it's hard to live your life when you see other people's lives being completely disregarded. So I guess all I'll say on that before we move on is, like, I do believe at the end of the day that progress is possible, and that it is possible for a greater and greater majority of the human population to be more enlightened in their treatment of one another. And I look forward to the day where that is more of our reality. On a lighter note, rock stacking. I haven't made a rock stacking video in like a year. I made 2 rock stacking videos on the Rock Stacking League side channel, and then I retired. I didn't retire, but I've been meaning to get my friends into it, and I hung out with 2 friends on Monday and actually did some rock stacking with them, so that was super fun. We played Sunday. It was during the Super Bowl. They came up and we played some rock stacking. One of my friends was so good at it. They got 12 rocks stacked on top of each other. I don't believe I've ever done that. I don't believe I've ever done that even when I was using specifically the easiest rocks. Whereas, like, when you're doing a rock stacking match, you have a variety of rocks. And my friend who fucking did this was choosing rocks that were really hard. Like, adding rocks into the mix that were, like, really difficult to stack on, and then using them, and then getting amazing scores. And even my other friend beat me too. But so, yeah, it's just nice when people have hidden talents. And anyways, my friend dropped out of college and is now going into rock stacking. So I said, you gotta give up this whole doctor stuff. I'm just kidding. My friend's not a doctor. I would never be friends with a doctor. It's very unhealthy. You never know when they're gonna like people with me, like being a therapist, people would be like, oh, is he analyzing me, while he's talking to me? But with a doctor, it's even worse. You have to be like, are they are they not only undressing me with their eyes, are they doing an X-ray of me with their eyes? Are they taking a radiological exam of my epidermis through their ocular cavities? Is basically what I'm thinking when I'm talking to anyone in med school. Anyway, speaking of the Super Bowl, I talked about the Super Bowl last week, obviously Sunday, Verbal Journal, Super Bowl Sunday. So I talked about the Super Bowl, and then I saw this article. Where's this article? Super Bowl LVIII, so that's 58. Super Bowl 58 sets TV ratings record with 123.7 million viewers. It'd be funny if they put the viewers in Roman numerals as well. 123.7 million viewers. That's TV rating record, most watched program in television history. Now, I'm not saying that's explicitly because I talked about it on the podcast. I think that would be a leap in logic to say that it is 100% strictly related to me talking about it on the podcast. That's a correlation causation fallacy. Now, if I say that I think it was a contributing factor, that's a little bit more nuanced. Now we're having a conversation. Now I've got you down at the table, and you're sitting down on the table and listening to my logic, basically, is what's going on. So I'm not saying it would have been 0 viewers if I never talked about it. I just don't know whether it would have been 123.7 million, maybe 123.6. So good job. Good job me, and good job you. Thank you to the viewers of the Verbal Journal podcast. I'll start by thanking you, and we're gonna go from that Super Bowl update to a mini sports desk segment. That's right. Welcome to the sports desk here at the VJP. Hey, what's up? Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we're here over at the sports desk. All right. So first up on the sports desk agenda, we got, looking at this from ESPN, we got Rob Manfred says he will step down as MLB commissioner in 2029. Okay, so get ready for that, listeners. Get ready for that. I don't want anyone caught off guard. Okay, I'll say it again. Rob Manfred stepping down as MLB commissioner in 2029. And I lost a voice, but 2029, okay? Mark your calendars. Rob Manfred stepping down as MLB commissioner, 2029. We only got 5 years away. I want you all ready for that, okay? Okay, next up on the sports desk. Oh, this is good. So this is something I read the prelude to off pod. The U.S. women's national team, women's national football team, soccer. But, I'm just going to say football, just like I say centimeters, because I try to be cool. The women's national team, was this the captain? Yeah, Lindsey Horan, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. She made comments a few weeks ago saying that, some people criticize the U.S. women's national team. I'm sure there are valid criticisms of any team, but some people make bad criticisms, basically. And she was quoted on February 1st saying, American soccer fans, most of them aren't smart. They don't know the game. They don't understand, but it's getting better and better. So she had to say sorry for that. And yeah. Yeah, so she apologized. She said some of my comments were poorly expressed, and there was a massive lesson learned for me. When I think about my fans, or our fans, I love them so much. This team loves them so much, and I can't begin to explain how. I never wanted to take any of that away. And continuing on that, the soccer culture in America is changing and growing so much in such a positive way. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. If you're team captain, you can't say things like that, unfortunately. But she is correct, obviously, that U.S. has a lot to learn with soccer. And I'm sure a lot of the criticisms of her team come from that place. Cool. So good job. And the U.S. women's national team is incredibly good. So, yeah, hope they keep up the good work. Speaking of sports, is this the last sports desk segment? and then we get into the art segment. So last up on the sports desk, I'm becoming a Stanley Cup guy. So if you watch hockey, no, I'm sorry, hold on. It's a different Stanley Cup. Okay, we ended the sports desk segment, actually. We're out of the sports desk segment. This is a different Stanley Cup. But I do have a Stanley Cup now. If you don't know what a Stanley Cup is, it's imagine what a white person brings to a meeting at like 1 p.m. on a work day when they're like really worried they're going to get dehydrated, and they like just met with their doctor the week before, and their doctor was like, you have to drink less soda and drink more water. I don't know why I said white person, but I think I don't know why. It's probably weird to associate it with any particular ethnic background, but these are just these beautifully ugly, enormous mugs that people use for water, coffee, blah, 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 this or that. Keeps cold things cold, keeps hot things hot. We're not sponsored by Stanley Cup. Fuck Stanley Cups. But I do appreciate it. I got it as a gift. Helps me, drink enough water. I like, if I'm hanging out in my apartment a long time, I don't have to fill up my water 100 times. Just fill it up, drink enough water. Good. Though, it's 40-ounce cup. 40-ounce cup, for everybody wondering. 40-ounce cup. 40-ounce mug. I don't even know what to fucking call it. I literally don't know the word to call it. It's called a Stanley Cup, so cup, okay? It's not a fucking cup. Some people, keep the top on with the straw. They drink it with the straw. Not me. I don't drink it with the straw. So it's a little bit more like a cup, but it's still not a fucking cup. Give me a fucking break. I'm so fucking pissed off. People call it a cup. But it is called a cup. And I thought of a joke. Oh man, this really doesn't work over voice. All right, I'm going to make it work. All right. I'm becoming a Stanley Cup guy. That's the thing you need to know in prelude of this joke. I'm becoming a Stanley Cup guy. I'm going to be memeing about Stanley Cup. Okay, I'm going to be memeing about Stanley Cup. So imagine this as a meme, okay? So there's a meme, and it's like, and it says, that face when... Okay, wait, no. First, it's a meme, okay, right? And it's a picture of, like, a person's face, okay? And they look upset. Let's say, like, kind of, like, aww, no, like, and kind of concerned at the same time. And the text said, maybe bottom to top text, whatever. The text says, TFW, which means that face when. That face when there's only 10 large gulps left in my Stanley Cup. Okay. I did my best with the joke. Okay, next up on the God, they're gonna cancel the sports segment. They're gonna fucking cancel the sports segment, aren't they? Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, next up on the VJP, we got, okay, this is funny. I saw this news article right after I finished recording the podcast last week. This is just on my Twitter. This went viral. It says, parents call on Quebec school board to take action after students find their artwork being sold online by their art teacher. The students are 12 to 14 years old. The art is being sold in many forms like phone cases, stickers, and tote bags. So an art teacher is selling students' art. Oh, and then there's no link to the article. Okay. Just a tweet. Let me find that article. Oh, wait, there's a YouTube video about it. Okay, well, that's great because you'll be able to... No, you won't be able to hear it, actually. Fuck, because I recorded on Ableton now. Okay, so I'll just look at... So here's the video. Is that the teacher? Nope, that's a parent. So the Quebec teacher allegedly lists students' art for sale online. Here we go. Images of shirts with clearly students' drawings. Like, I guess what I'm wondering is like, it's not good art, right? So how were people buying that? I mean, it kind of looks like almost like Basquiat or something, but it's like not good art. Okay, here we go. Here's an article. I want to buy the shirt. Okay. So the keep in mind, like, this would probably have been relatively okay for the art teacher to do, like, with full communication with the kids and the parents and sharing the money, obviously. But like one of the drawings made by a 12-year-old was listed for $151 on at least 4 different websites. Also, t-shirts sold for $55. So she must have been promoting them as like made by kids, right? Yeah. Oh my God, it says Logan Coffee Mugs, Logan's Creepy Portrait. Is that the kid's actual name? No way. No way. So who is there a quote from the teacher? Bennett said he learned about what happened when his 2 daughters came home from school on Wednesday and told him that a classmate stumbled upon the teacher's website after searching his name on Google. Searching the teacher's name. That student went to inform another teacher, and within minutes, word spread fast around the school about what they had found. Both daughters' artworks are listed for sale on various websites. Wow. Okay, they got the teacher's name here. Do they quote the teacher? That's wild. I mean, it's very troubling, but it's also very confusing. Oh, okay. The teacher is an artist as well, and here's the website. It's a very strange name. Oh, it's still active. Whoa. Wait. When I put in the website URL, it redirected to a totally different website, but it is an art sale website. So then if I type in the teacher's name in that art sale website, I guess, then nothing shows up. Well, it would have been taken down by now. Yeah. Teacher didn't respond to comment. An intellectual property lawyer said children, like anyone else, have moral rights to have their name associated with their work. When you're the owner, it's a negative right. Anyone else cannot do anything or copy your work unless you give them the right to do so. That's what we call a license. You would give them a license to use your work or copy your work. And I assume that the kid's parents would have to sign for that. But because they don't have power of attorney. But that's just fascinating. Like, it's just such clearly kids' art. Like, I don't even know. Yeah, the art's been probably taken. Oh, it was listed under the teacher's name on this website. So it was like, it said Olivia's creepy portrait, Lisa's creepy portrait, Jacob's creepy portrait. They're all called creepy portraits, even though the kid might have been trying to be creepy, actually. But that's fascinating. So, long story short, teachers make way too much money. They make way too much money, and they're clearly all of our teachers are capitalists exploiting their students, because this is just par for the course. Teachers make way too much money because they're constantly exploiting their students. Okay, this is another not another coincidence. That wasn't a coincidence. That just I happened to see that after I did the podcast, and I was like, oh, that would have been cool to talk about. But here's an actual fucking coincidence. Remember how I'm reading artist biographies, and the one I'm on now is about the art dealer Leo Castelli, and I was talking about him growing up in Italy, and especially Trieste, I believe, a very well-known city, but not that crazy well-known, but still very well-known. It's, a famous port, and it went from being part of Austria-Hungary to part of Italy after World War I. And I'm learning a lot of history, and it's really interesting. But right after, like, literally, I just started this book, and I just talked about it on the pod. And then I believe it was the same day. So, yeah, 6 days ago. It was posted on Sunday. So this was posted on Sunday. It's by the YouTube account KH Anubis, which is a history. Almost said Hiddly. History YouTube posted how Italy got Slovenia's coastline, and it's literally about the city of Trieste. It was posted the day I talked about it on the podcast, after, I will say. So they might have listened to the podcast and said, we should whip up a quick 8-minute video, tightly edited and narrated about Trieste, because, Verbal Journal talked about it. We should whip that up in like minutes. But no, that's a really wild coincidence to have a YouTube channel I subscribe to make a video about the city in Italy that I happen to be reading about. when I start reading about it. That is quite, and it's a good video. I mean, I think it had mistakes. If you look at the comments of any history video, you'll see people pointing out mistakes, but I think it was mostly good. I don't know, but all right, on to the next thing to talk about today. One thing, Elon Musk is in the news. We got Elon Musk. So this is actually from last year, but I wanted to talk about it. I did not see this happen. Elon Musk, this is an article in Business Insider. Elon Musk may have shared his alternative account on Twitter where he appears to tweet as his 2-year-old son, quote, "I will finally turn 3." So I believe Elon Musk has numerous children because he doesn't like using protection or something. Elon Musk may, so this is one of his children. So this is in April of last year. The Twitter owner shared a screenshot of his profile on Monday where he showed he had an alternative account on the top right-hand side of the app, which he probably did by accident. And with a profile picture of, this is the kid with the weird name. I don't know how you pronounce that. I don't give a shit because it's fucking really, really mean to give a kid a name like that. It's not okay, and it's extremely unethical and mean. There are limits to how, like, strange a name you should give someone, and they will change it, obviously. It's so self-involved. So anyways, some of the stuff he said as this kid profile, he said, "I will finally turn 3. That's weird. The account's last tweet, dated Monday and just minutes after he shared the screenshot, said, "I will finally turn 3 on May 4th. And the kid was born on May 4th. Musk didn't respond to Business Insider about it. So as this child, like, so he's pretending to be a 2-year-old posting, which I don't know if you all have met 2-year-olds, but they don't speak English that fluently, or any language actually. But as this kid, oh, I'm sorry. This Business Insider article does not list a lot of the funny things. Yeah, they don't list a lot of the racy things, actually. Hold on. Elon Musk, 3 years old. I think the kid... Okay, I don't fucking care, actually. I don't care. Oh, he has 11 kids? I don't care anymore. Never mind. Okay, next up. Oh, yeah, I found these videos, steamed hams? Like, I found these videos, how everyone re-edits the steamed hams thing from The Simpsons? I found versions that are so cool. One is it's sorted every frame by quietest to loudest. So here's what it sounds like. You won't hear it that well. And you can't tell because it's 3 minutes, but if you listen, like here, I'll go early on in the video. So it's taking every frame from the video and sorting it by volume and then playing them from lowest volume to highest volume. Then there's another one, different channel, sorts every frame in the video by pitch and then goes from lowest pitch to highest pitch. That one was fucking crazy. I couldn't even tell whether the pitch was going up or down at first, but you can tell after a while. It reminded me of the shepherd's tone, if you know that from music. Shepherd's tone is this really cool thing where it's called the shepherd's tone, right? Yeah. It's where you have like basically so many tones overlaying that it sounds like they're constantly going upward. You have so many tones and then you have them go upward in such a way that they're always going upward. And even the low ones going upward are being replaced by low ones going upward, right? So I believe it's constant. It just sounds like a constantly escalating. The funniest comment on that one was that escalated slowly. Anyways, those were funny. I was going to play them on the pod. I don't need to do that. I just played a little. Then there was a tweet. Howie Mandel has a podcast and had some guy on, wrestling guy or something. And then the guy walked off the podcast, and Howie Mandel looked really surprised. Some people are saying it was a skit. I don't think it was a skit, and I hate when people say stuff like that with no evidence. This is a skit. 1.7 thousand likes. 0 evidence. It could easily be a skit. It does not seem it. Everyone's acting very realistically in the studio for it being a skit, honestly. Everyone. But that's cool because Howie Mandel sucks. He's just a businessman profiting off of comedy, and so hope that was real. I like to talk about celebrity apologies. Celebrity apologies. We already talked today a little bit about the apology of what was the apology we already talked about today? I'm already fucking forgetting. Not the Stanley Cup. Oh yeah, the U.S. women's national team. Yeah. But I really, I love talking about apologies. I like talking about celebrity apologies. So here's a really good celebrity apology. This is from years ago. This is from the year 2000. But, when you have a good celebrity apology, you want to talk about it. So this is from March 13th, 2000. It says, Pope says sorry for sins of church. This is in The Guardian. So the Pope is the famous Catholic guy. And this is him saying sorry for the sins of the church. This came up in a YouTube video I was watching about history, about the Crusades. It was someone debunking another bad video about the Crusades, and it was a cool way to learn about the Crusades. And then so apparently, back in 2000, John Paul II apologized for, let's see, what did he say here? Fighting through trembles and slurrings caused by Parkinson's disease, the Pope electrified ranks of cardinals and bishops by pleading for a future that would not repeat the mistakes. Never again, he said. Centuries of hate and rivalry could not recur in the third millennium. Quote, we forgive and we ask forgiveness. We are asking pardon for the divisions among Christians, for the use of violence that some have committed in the service of truth, and for attitudes of mistrust and hostility assumed towards followers of other religions. That was an okay apology. It sort of implies that the violence was in the service of truth rather than not being. Let's see. Let's listen to more of the apology. The celebrity goes on to say, we are deeply saddened by the behavior of those who in the course of history have caused these children of yours to suffer, and asking, this is to Jewish people? Yeah, okay. I appreciate it. And asking your forgiveness, we wish to commit ourselves to genuine brotherhood. Yeah, the first battle of the first Crusades was against Jews. I believe in the Rhineland and in a number of cities, the Crusaders on their way to the Jerusalem or whatever, just massacred and genocided or killed Jews in a number of cities. And that was actually the first battle of the Crusades. Or first battles, according to a YouTube video I saw. So that's kind of interesting. People go, oh, we're going to go do this big thing. And then they just end up killing Jews. So, people will kind of get derailed sometimes. So the Pope sought pardon for 7 categories of sin. General sin, sins in the service of truth, sins against Christian unity, against the Jews. That's its own type of sin. Against respect for love, peace, and culture. I didn't know they had different sins like this. Against the dignity of women and minorities and against human rights. Okay, yeah, I don't know. When you have to categorize sins like that, it seems like you don't get the point. Like, you can just look at the commonality. Like, it's just about being a good person. Respecting people's rights. And there was no reference to gay people who had asked to be included for suffering theocratic violence. The Pope did not identify guilty individuals or name the Crusades, the Inquisition, or the Holocaust, but the references were clear. Could have been more clear, right? When you're apologizing. Like, you're the Pope, so like you kind of should be apologizing and you should take accountability for what your organization has done. It obviously doesn't do that much good, but it's a start. And then you could just give a bunch of money to these groups, you fucking idiots. Like, did they not make amends? He just made a little speech and got applause. He made a big apology. Amends. The Holocaust. Pope Pius XII never publicly condemned the Nazis' persecution of Jews, even when they were being rounded up and deported from Rome. His silence is partly blamed for the failure of Germany's Catholics to resist Hitler. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking not going to help. Anti-Jewish Catholic doctrines such as the claim that the Jews murdered Christ were said to have ideologically underpinned Nazism. Yep. Vatican officials allegedly helped Nazis escape Europe after the war. Yeah. Interesting. So, bad apology, I'd say 3 out of 10. Very much I'd say he's canceled. I'd say John Paul II is canceled still. I'd say he's never going to be the Pope again after a speech like that, so. All right. All right, let's see what else we got here on the agenda. How you doing so far? You having a good time? Have a sip of water, have some coffee, have some food. Does anyone eat while they listen to the Verbal Journal podcast? That would be interesting. What is this? This is a Reddit article. Oh, yeah. James Somerton apparently is still posting on his private Twitter, because this is a screenshot of his private Twitter. It's not like exactly related to stuff. I mean, but it's like he posted on his Twitter. He said, though I have managed to mostly avoid social media, and this is from 2 days ago, social media discourse about me over the last couple of months, one thing I did manage to see is that a lot of people were saying that I don't know how to use a camera or light a shot. I personally think these are quite good. And then he posted a lot of images that are like cropped. Like he put work into Photoshop in these, and he has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 images of himself and his face from these videos where he looks fine and is well lit in like half of them. And then like, I just don't even like how can you do that? Like when you haven't he hasn't, like he deleted his apology, right? Cause it was very premature and he wasn't emotionally prepared to do it. But like, yeah, how do you go on talking about something like that? Unrelated. It's just profoundly unserious person. Sometimes just some people can act in such an unserious manner. Like, how do you comment on the lighting of your shots, man? Like, you harmed so many people, and like you haven't made amends. You deleted your apology because it was so poor, and how are you doing? How could you possibly think that's okay? I think I tried to follow him on Twitter when I saw that, because I was like, oh, he's private. Maybe he'll accept my follow. I think I did, right? Let's see if James Somerton. He did not accept it yet. It is pending. I will let you know about that next week. And obviously, I don't think anyone should continue dogpiling him. I don't think that's most of what people have done. Oh, Magnus Carlsen posted, all I do is, he just posted a tweet, all I do is, because he won. And then I'm going to respond, lie in your Twitter bio about being world chess champion. I'm going to respond to him. All I do is lie in your Twitter bio about being world chess champion, because that's what he still is doing. It's remarkable. It's almost been a full year of him not being world chess champion, and he still has it listed in his Twitter bio that he's world chess champion. Probably his YouTube bio as well. Let's check the YouTube bio before we go on to the next section. This is my main form of reporting I've been doing. Yep. This is the official YouTube home of the world chess champion, Magnus Carlsen. He is objectively not the world chess champion. So, cool. All right, next up, Reddit. Another Reddit post. Something about BetterHelp. Apparently, yeah, this is just posted by a social worker, and this is from years ago, but I just came across it. It was apparently said, it's just some interesting shit about BetterHelp. I mean, it's really wild. So, yeah, it was like, okay. So the counselor's handbook for BetterHelp, according to this person on Reddit, which we cannot take to be gospel, but they do seem like they literally are a social worker. From their language, to me, they seem like a social worker. They say they're quoting the BetterHelp counselor's handbook. I cannot verify that. They say, quote, for messaging, any communication, because you message as well as video call. Any communication that is imbalanced will not be compensated. Generally, any words that you write over 2 times what the client writes, or any words that the client writes over 2 times what you write, are considered imbalanced. That is wild. The poster of this goes on to say, this includes assessments, post-session summary notes, termination notes, psychoeducation notes, and notes from a patient that may say, I feel like giving up or something. I have 10 words with which to respond to that, or I will be out of compliance and will not be paid for my work. It's unbelievable. The person says, these messages are the most utilized method of communicating anything from the patients need you to know between sessions. Yeah. You should also know that there was a not-so-veiled threat included in prior info from the site that threatened consequences against counselors who did not comply. There was no explanation and no justification for the decision. Yes, I know BetterHelp is a money-making endeavor that doesn't care about patients, but for all I know, this is also unethical and against the First Amendment. I don't even know who to report this to. Wow. Yeah, that's remarkable. I mean, the idea that you would not be compensated because the communication is imbalanced. I mean, of course it's imbalanced. My clients generally talk much more than me. There are definitely times where I respond in a very long-winded way, hopefully youthfully. There are many, many times I respond with many more words than a client says, because you can use very few words to say a fucking big deal thing, and you can, like, as a therapist, you're not trying to talk way more than the client. I'm very confused by the way they allow for it to be imbalanced in both directions. Like, I mean, if anything, I would understand them not wanting the therapist to talk more than the client, a lot more than the client. But the fact that they care if the client's talking more than 2 times the therapist, that is the norm. How have you been this week? Are you kidding? Sometimes a client will talk for fucking 5 minutes. I would. When my therapist would say, hey, how's it going? I fucking talk for 15 minutes. That's how it goes. I don't know. If you're desperate, use whatever services you can get. But yeah, stuff like that is dystopian. Find services in your area. Okay, on to the chess segment. Hans Niemann is still going with the daily videos. Day 18, first over-the-board event of 2024. Day 17 is Hikaru Nakamura view botting. Let's see if his views have gone down. They've gone down, but they're still okay. Let's see what the comments are like. Are they still very interesting or not? He's still hearting a lot of them. Someone says, does Vlad Kramnik and Hans get along? No, I don't think so. Vladimir Kramnik is someone who's very well known for having being maybe overly vigilant about cheating, if that's possible in chess. Someone comments the Kanye of chess, which is very accurate, I believe, because he's mildly talented and overwhelms his talent with an enormous amount of antisocial behavior and lack of emotional self-regulation. Right. I don't know. I mean, yeah, people are still watching him. Okay. I don't know what people are just interested in him. They're saying good luck with the tournament. A lot of people commenting on the microphone, low quality microphone. Someone says, Hans, you watched the video before you post this? This mic quality speaks for itself. And everyone mentions the gain. Everyone's talking about the mic. Like, so many people. Yeah, wow, a lot of people. Let me hear the mic.
From starting of December 2020.
Oh, yeah. He has a Blue Yeti mic, and he just has the gain turned up way too much.
Post office. And post office isn't open, so I think it's empty. And we asked the post office in a freezing cold.
Oh, it's like clipping the entire time.
To check into flight 1. Place 1
I feel for this kid, by the way. He's like 20, living very independently, and that's really difficult. Like, even if he wasn't traveling the world, that's very hard to, like, support yourself when you're 20. Like, that's not easy, honestly, in this world. Like, I know a lot of people do it, but it's not easy. And, yeah, I hope he listens to people who mean well rather than people who just tell him he's the Kanye of chess in a supportive way. Screen time report. 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 Okay, that's the new song. Daily average screen time, 1 hour, 33 minutes. I've sort of stopped watching videos on my phone, except I did on Sunday, apparently, last week. So I mostly watch them on my computer now. So screen time's down. We got some YouTube, some messages. All right. Peak usage times. What? I already clicked out. Oh, no. There it is. Wait. No, I already clicked out. Okay. We'll look at peak usage times in the future. Okay, mailbag. Let's finish it up with a mailbag. You can write into Verbal Journal mailbag, Verbal Journal Podcast at gmail.com, and we did not get anyone writing in, which is fine, which is totally fine. You can write in, and that would be fine. You can do that if you want. So thank you so much you can write into verbaljournalpodcast at gmail.com. Let me know what you think. Let me know who you are. Let me know everything about you and your family and your friends and so on. And let me know if there's anything you'd like me to talk about on the pod, because this may surprise you, but I actually would be open to talking about whatever. But this was a fun episode. I think we had a good time. I had a good time. I'm going to get on with my day, just chill, paint, hang out, live life, have a bagel. I'm about to have a bagel. I'm about to have a fucking bagel, bro. All right. Goodbye. Let me quit out of this. All right. And end. Man, I can't wait to have that bagel. I'm going to fucking eat a bagel. Oh, shit. I'm still recording. Fuck. Okay, wait, I need to admit that I also had the mic gain turned up too high for this recording slightly, and so it is a little bit clipping here and there throughout the whole video, but it's less than Hans, okay? It's less than Hans. Okay, but also I'll do better next time, and it's ironic. Okay, goodbye. This is a podcast or something like that.